Without being redundant, because I tend to have some redundant videos on there, meaning I have more than one, and I think I did a couple recently, how to set wallboard in a shower, another one how to pour a shower pan, and how to build a curb. And as they all come together here, I still am getting questions through email and text and stuff like that. How am I supposed to set my curb? How am I supposed to build that up so that it's waterproof? How am I supposed to do my wallboard? And when I say wallboard, it's a very ambiguous term. Wallboard can mean HardieBacker, it can mean Durarock, Wonderboard, it can mean a lot of different material that is your wallboard. I use grainboard. It is said you should not use gypsum in a shower. And back in the day that was true. We had 4" by 4" ceramic tile with non-sanded grout that's very powdery, that was probably mixed too runny to begin with. It's weak, it doesn't work, and water gets behind that, and it begets problems with mold and mildew when it gets into your gypsum. Understand, that's where you have the problems. In situations like today, we're not doing that. We're waterproofing stuff. There's actually a gypsum product called Dense Shield. You can look it up, D-E-N-S-H-I-E-L-D, Dense Shield. Dense Shield is gypsum with a waterproofer on it already, and it's allowed for showers. So I'm going to put a waterproofer on here. Now, it doesn't matter if it's Redguard, AquaDefense, it doesn't matter if it's Schluter that you put on here, because Schluter allows for, gypsum to be your backer. Why? Because you're putting Schluter on it, therefore water can't get through to that gypsum. If you put any other topical membrane on there, i.e. Redguard, AquaDefense, things like that, it is the same thing. So you have basically made Dense Shield out of this. And anyway, that I'm not even going to talk about that no more. So once you do your shower pan and you slope it down, and if you have any voids, you fill them in as you've seen I've done, and everything's good to go. You set your wallboard, no matter what it is. This is probably about 3/4 of an inch, maybe pushing an inch, right up there. That's about 3/4 of an inch. The next step after you waterproof, you're going to waterproof your walls, you're going to waterproof your floor, you're going to waterproof inside here in this gap and that gap, you're going to waterproof your curb. There is no way that water can jump up to your wallboard. No matter what you use, it's going to soak up water. Don't put it inside of your shower pan and then pour your pan. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Have it sitting above your wallboard no matter what you use, all the way around. If you notice, my curb is the same way. It's got that gap all the way around. So the tile would set up against my shower pan liner right there. Everything gets grouted, and then once everything's done, I can come in with my tile. My tile is going to overlap that. And of course, there'll be a little bit of a grout line there, but guaranteed, my curb is absolutely 100% waterproof. My wallboard is absolutely 100% waterproof. Water cannot jump. Water cannot jump off of your tile and your grout back here to your wallboard to ever cause you a problem. And then when your tile overlaps that, because you have a pitch on trying to do it with two hands, because you have a pitch, water is going to fall off of your wall down onto your tile and then down into your drain. And that's as simple as it gets. People are asking me a lot lately, how big should your gap be? Well, that depends on the size of your tile. This is a rather thin tile. I already know that I'm going to have probably about more or less a 1/4 inch of thin set that I'm gonna trowel out on my shower pan floor. So if you bump that up about another 1/4 of an inch or somewhere around that range, you're going to see that you have probably about another 1/2 inch gap. If you had a small tile, for example, if you had a 3x6 or something like that, then you would bring your backer board down a little bit more, because you still need enough of this tile to stick to the wall. So your gap would be increasingly lower, but no higher than probably an inch. An inch is really pushing it. So that's how it's done. And it gets done in the same fashion all the way around, as I just explained. Imagine all this is Redguarded, and I'm going to pop back in on this video and show that all this is Redguarded. In fact, I'm doing that today. Everything is Redguarded all the way up to the neck of the drain. This shower is usable without one piece of tile on it. And I know there's other tilers out there that are pushing Schluter, and they're pushing so many products out there. that are foam. They have the foam curbs and they have the foam backer and they have foam this and foam that. And if that's what you want to do, if you want your shower to weigh 5 pounds, then by all means. I'm not into that. I still do it the old-fashioned way, or at least the way that I've been doing it so long. That's as easy as it gets. It gets done this way all the way around. So Redguard, AquaDefense, topical liquid membranes like that cost typically about $50, more or less, about $50 for a gallon. A gallon will get you 2 coats, 3 coats in the corner, 3 coats in the niche, and usually 2 to 3 coats on the shower pan floor, and then 2 or 3 coats on the curb. 1 gallon will get you all of that for $50. If you decide on Schluter and this product and that product that's out there, all this foam material, you're going to spend upwards of $400, $500, $600, $800 depending on how big your shower is. You're going to have a waterproof shower. Yes, you will. But the way I do it, you're going to have a waterproof shower. Yes, you will. I hope that answers your questions. All the other questions that you might have as far as how to pour the pan, how to slope it, how to set the drain, how to build a curb, the way I do it anyway, blah, blah, blah. All those are on my channel. Go look for them in my video library that I have, or just Google it. I'm sure you'll find my videos. You'll find others also. I'm not demeaning any other way of doing things. If you want to use all those expensive products, then by all means. Anytime I post a video, I'm showing how I do it. I'm not saying don't do it a certain way. I'm not saying don't do a pre-slope. A lot of people have accused me, how come you're telling your subscribers not to do it? I've never ever stated in my life not to do a pre-slope. I said I don't do it, and I explained the reasons why. I don't use Schluter, and I just explained the reason why. I don't use Hardy Backer and Durarock and all that stuff on my shower walls, and I've just explained the reason why. Yes, I use it on the floor, but I don't use it on the walls. So I hope that answers a lot of questions that I've been getting lately. This is a finished product. After you have Redguarded the entire thing, as I said before, 3 coats on the curb, 3 coats on the niche area, and 3 coats in any of the corners, and then 2 coats on the wall. All the way up to the drain surface, all the way into the crack in the back where the pan liner meets the pan floor. That all gets Redguarded. As I've said on a previous video, if you were really concerned about water getting into your pan material, you could theoretically run a bead of caulking up against that transition over there. But again, Redguard is a waterproofer and crack membrane prevention method. So in theory, you should be able to take a shower in this shower without any one piece of tile on it, not one piece of tile. I'm going to get started tiling, and the tiling process goes, yes, that's another question I get. Yes, the tiling process, when you trowel out your thin set, both on the wall and the floor, yes, the tile will stick to this Redguard. I always Redguard out my material, in this case about 6 inches. Sometimes I'll go 10, 12 inches out. And the reason for that is because anytime I see damage, it's to curbs, it's to knee walls, it's to benches, if there's one here, and it's also to the wood below here, the subfloor. So I want to make sure if any water does get up and around the curb, that is prevented from getting into the subfloor. And that's why I do that. And here is the finished product. As I said earlier, tile gets down first, dries overnight, gets grouted, and then that gap exists with the grout in the back. So the next phase is to tile. And once the wall tile goes up, it overlaps that gap, and your tile should be sloped. So when water comes down the wall, it hits the floor and naturally wants to run down to the drain. And that's how I do it. So I hope that answers a lot of the questions that I've been getting lately. I have a couple of videos on how I do this process already, but I thought that I'd add this one alongside that because I still get the questions, and this is a newer video, and that's my process. How you do your process is 100% up to you. And 11 days later, this bathroom is done. New baseboard, new quarter round, of course, new tile on the floor, 16 by 16 on a diagonal. New toilet set in place, transition strip
Schluter strip to be specific. This porcelain tile, very good tile. New Schluter up there. We did something different with the face of the tub. I normally tile the face of the tub, but the customer wanted panels to match the panels that they're having on their vanity. So I just did some 1x. And I was going to do wood, but all the plumbing is inside of there, and wood would be difficult, very difficult to cut through if there was ever a problem. And this is green board, so much easier. New tub faucet, which I already have a video of on how to do the install of that particular brand, Jacuzzi. New Jacuzzi tub, although it's not a Whirlpool, it is made by Jacuzzi. And of course the tub deck got built from scratch because it wasn't here before. New backsplash going on with 2x2, and this is the new shower. The shower, if you notice, the tile doesn't match the floor. They change their mind midstream and decide to get something contrasting. So it is what it is. The 2x2 on the floor, 2x2 on the niche with the bull nose, as I always do, with the bull nose going around the niche to frame it out, and the same 2x2 that we have on the floor. This is their old shower head, but it's a new fixture, and a little step up for women to shade their legs. And I couldn't find the contiguous curb top that I like, so we ended up doing 3 of these bull nose going across. And so that's basically it. As I said, it's an 11-day job, in and out doing this. It's much better. It was builder's grade. So this is what, almost 20-year-old bathroom. So this will be around, unless somebody really despises this, this will be around for quite a long time, until the next tear out and the next person comes along. By the way, and this is just a heads up for some of you out there, this is Dow tile. Dow is the manufacturer of tile. For whatever it's worth, I cannot stand Dow tile. Dow tile is very cheap, cheesy. It doesn't match up. You know, I have the same issues with this as I do a low-end tile. You know, none of the tile are exactly the same size. So there's discrepancies, and it's kind of a lightweight type of, I'm not even gonna call it porcelain. It's basically ceramic. So I worked with it anyway because it was given to me. This is also Dow tile, and I don't like that either. But just a heads up for any of you out there that are shopping for tile, I don't think there's any tiler out there that likes that stuff. So for whatever it's worth, I'm out of here and on to the next job.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, then subscribe. Hit that button and subscribe. I make nothing off of YouTube, so please be a Patreon member. I'm going to post a link down below to my Patreon account, and you can donate $1, $5, $10, $20 a month. Just pledge that on a monthly basis. That will help me produce more videos and content so that you can watch and learn from my channel. And donate at least $50 if you're going to call. If you're going to call for advice, donate to my PayPal, please. Donate first, and then feel free to call me or email me for advice. Otherwise, business calls only, please.